I want you to pay attention to me. Te estás sintiendo libre. You are feeling free. I feel like after your connection ended, you realized that they were adding a lot of mental strain into your cabeza. Like they were constantly keeping you tired. They were constantly keeping you in a place of feeling insecure with yourself. And I feel like now you acknowledge that. I'm also feeling like they were emotionally manipulative, right? The thing about it is that now that you are moving on, you are basically changing, you are growing, you are focused more on you. They're rethinking about showing back up. The problem being is that I want you to acknowledge that with the Death reverse and with the Eight of Cups and with the Knight of Cups, those three cards are cards that suggest somebody being stuck in their old ways. Be very freaking careful. Zodiac signs Libra, Capricorn, and Virgo. If your zodiac sign is not here, don't worry. If the reading resonates, stay. It's most likely for you. Take care of yourself. So I feel like the underlying energy of this relationship or this situationship is something being rethinked, right? And this could be your energy, this could be their energy, but rethinking the connection and rethinking just the relationship overall, right? And I feel like both of you are in the same energy, right? But first of all, I'm basically going to pull cards on you and how you feel about your specific person. And if that part matches, stay. If it doesn't, move on. A better reading will find you. Okay, look, we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords right here, rethinking the connection. Okay? And that's why I love cards, because one of the meanings of the Ace of Swords reverse is rethinking a sort of situation, right? And it even says it right there, look. Rethinking right there. Okay? So the thing about it is that with the Page of Swords, not only could you have been dealing with somebody that's very emotionally manipulative or some sort of mind manipulation, right? And the thing about the Ace of Swords right here is that you were confused, so you walked away. No one's going to put you in a spot where you're going to be confused of what somebody wants from you. And I feel like you acknowledge that, right? With the Page of Swords, though, you were dealing with a person that made you feel emotionally trapped. Okay, and not only emotionally trapped, they made you feel confused. They overall just made you feel very, very, very much so in your head most of the time. And that is a feeling that you do not enjoy and a feeling that you don't like. Honestamente, cuando estabas en la relación con ellos, muy atrapado, muy atrapada. And I feel like you know that now that you created some sort of distance with them. Like you feel more free, you feel better. So the feelings that you have for them right now, they're kind of fading away, or they're basically going away because now you see that they were actually a very horrible person. And you're physically trying to move on. You could have blocked them, you could have basically put this out of sight, out of mind, but somehow it's like a little worm. They're still in your head and you're trying to figure out why you still think about them. Right, the thing about it is that with the Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords, I feel like they could honestly still be pulling on your energy. Right, I also want you to signify that the Page of Swords being right here in reverse talks about somebody that's fake. So they could have been fake. And then I also see that the Page of Swords being as a social media stalker or alguien que mira lo que estás haciendo. Not really social media stalker, but somebody that basically keeps tabs on you because they want to know what you're doing. Right? But go ahead and give me zodiac signs. Okay, we have Libra. By the way, guys, we have a lot of air energy. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. We have Capricorn. And then we have Virgo. Virgo, Capricorn, and Libra. And honestly, I also do want to say air signs because this is just all air energy, aka Gemini. Literally, Gemini is popping out right now as well. But the thing about it is that I don't know why I feel like they play a lot of mind games, or they used to play a lot of mind games with you. The thing about it is that you're actively walking away, you're actively moving on, and they're basically staying stuck with the Eight of Cups reverse as an underlying energy. Okay, usually when I come to read underlying energies is basically just the energy that's outside of the major energy. And remember how I told you there's somebody right here rethinking their approach or rethinking everything else? With the Ace of Swords, which means rethinking, and then with the Eight of Cups reverse, which means trying one more time or trying until you completely give up. we have that energy right there of maybe them wanting something better with you or them wanting a second time around with you. The thing about it is that I want you to acknowledge that you're actively walking away and you're actively moving on, and you know that this person doesn't benefit you at all. And I honestly do praise you for acknowledging that. But you're acknowledging this because you're basically moving on and you're basically walking away from this overall situation. Okay, the thing about it is that, like I'm telling you, I feel like after you guys ended this relationship, you were truly in your mind about it. Like they made you insecure to the point where I feel like you started to build resentment towards them and a little bit resentment towards you because of the way that they made you feel. Right? But like I'm telling you, I have a humongous feeling that they're staying stuck on you, and that's definitely going to be their karma, because Libra usually signifies karma. We're balancing things out, right? Like I'm telling you, I don't know why I feel this energy of them being like, oh damn, maybe I did need them in my reality. No crap, right? The thing about it is that we also have the Knight of Cups reverse and the Death in reverse and the Queen of Cups. So what they're missing from you is the way that you would emotionally take care of them. The problem being right here is that they never were able to emotionally take care of you. And I feel like that's one thing you understand with the Queen of Cups and the Five of Cups right here. Okay, another underlying energy being the Five of Cups. You already went through this pain. You already went through all this confusion, and they're basically still going through it. I want you to acknowledge that with the Death card, with the Eight of Cups, and with the Knight of Cups, they're staying stuck on you. But they're staying stuck on you because you gave them your best face. What does that mean? It means that when you were with them, you were basically doing everything to heal them from past wounds. And they're basically missing that right now. But while you were healing them through past wounds, they were hurting you. So they were bleeding on you while you were covering up their wounds. And those that, you know what I'm talking about, right? And the thing about it is that with the Knight of Cups, I see somebody that has a lot of issues, specifically having to do with their emotions. Like they can't control them, or they can't basically see them or have them around, because they think emotions are for the weak. And that could be for a girl, that could be for a guy. But overall, with the Death card right here, like I'm telling you, I don't see much change happening, but I do see them wanting something else with you. The problem being is that if you let them back in, it's going to basically stop you from growing, and it's going to put you back into the situation feeling caged, because I feel like, you know, they're emotionally manipulative and they're willing to hurt you. The thing about it is that their karma, being that you were the one that walked away, that was willing to help them work through everything, and that was willing to basically make them feel and heal them. But in that process, you ended up in the crossfire, and that's why they hurt you. But now that you're moving on, now that you're doing better for yourself, they're struggling to walk away too, and they're barely starting to feel the emotions that you felt that long time ago when you guys broke up. The thing about it is, like I'm telling you, I think that they don't like change. They do not enjoy change. And the fact that you are changing, you are growing without them, and they're being left behind, actually hurts them. But the thing about it is that that's their karma. It's supposed to hurt them. Remember, guys, take care of yourself. I'm Tarot Vaquero, and I only do readings through TikTok. I would never DM you. I do Etsy, Shopify. I would never, ever, ever DM you. Please do not get scammed.